Welcome to Lesson 12, Decisions with Multiple Outcomes. There are scenarios where, based off the value of a piece of information, you might decide to do different things. In order to do that, we're going to introduce a new statement called elif, which is used in conjunction with an if statement. So let's get to it. So let's create a simple variable. Let's say x is equal to 10. And let's decide that if x is less than 3, for instance, we're going to display the name, the words too small. And then if for some reason, let's say x is greater than 17, let's display too big. And let's say, for argument's sake, if x is equal to 10, we display just right. Okay, so let's test out the program. And we see here that the words just right come out because x is not less than 3, x is not greater than 17, but x is equal to 10. So let's test it out with some other values. Let's say 1. And we get too small because x is less than 3. Now let's go on the other side. We get too big. All right, so we can see that all 3 if statements work. But the issue here is that once, I'm going to go back to this scenario. If x is equal to 1, that means 1 is less than 3. This if statement works. So why would we need to check these? We shouldn't, right? We already decided that x was less than 3. But the way we have this structured right now, that is exactly what the computer is going to do. It's actually going to go through these decisions as well. Now, for our programs, really doesn't mean much. We can make decisions like this. But for more complex programs, such as video games, to have the computer make unnecessary decisions wastes CPU power. So in order to kind of alleviate this, this need for having to make this decision once one has been met, we're going to use something called an elif. Now the elif is actually combining the words else and if. So if you recall, an else statement works like this. If this is not true, you go to the else statement. The challenge with that is, though, it's a this or that. If the if statement doesn't work, you will do the else statement. So the elif is a little bit more powerful than just an else statement in that you're not going to just simply do what comes next. You're going to do what comes next based off another decision. And I'll do this one as well. And let's just run through our scenario again, just to prove to you that it does work. So I'm going to start with the upper end of x equals 100. So we got too big. Let's go to the other lower end, too small, and let's just simply get just right. Okay, so notice we still get the same output as the earlier solution, but now we have better performance. We're more efficient because once a decision has been made, for instance, let's go back to the x equals 1. Since 1 is less than 3, we print out too small and we skip the other decisions. Again, the computer doesn't have to make those decisions. It's already decided that x is less than 3. Let's add one more, just to show you how you can combine a bunch of other things as well. So let's say if x is between and including, actually let me do it like this, 4 and x is less than and equal to, actually we'll say just less than 10. Okay, maybe we'll print out a little bit more. So just to show, I mean, everything you've learned about decisions can be used in combination with an else-if. An else-if is a decision. So we got 4 different possible outcomes. If it's less than 3, we'll print out too small. If it's greater than 17, we'll print out too big. If it's equal to 10, we'll say just right. And if it's between 4 and a number less than 10, i.e. 9, we'll display the words a little bit more. So let's try this range right here. So I believe 7 should work. Let's try that. Okay, so we get a little bit more. Now the last thing I'm going to show you with this one is you can throw a final else statement as kind of like a catch-all. And when using this type of scenario, that's exactly what the else is. It's a catch-all that if all the other decisions don't work, you're going to do this part. So we'll say, just for the sake of writing something, oops. So let's see, what values are not being captured by the other if statements? So we definitely got numbers less than 3. We got numbers from 4 to 9. We got numbers greater than 17, and we got the number 10. So if I had to take a guess, we got a couple different numbers here. And I will tell you, if you're able to spot which values will be captured by the else statement, then you are really understanding how if statements work. But let's run it and let's do a little trial and error. And I think right now a value of 12 will be captured because it's not between 4 and 10, it's not equal to 10, it's not bigger than 17, and it's not less than 3. Let's see. Oops. There is another sneaky value that might not be apparent. What happens when the value is 3? So is 3 less than 3? No. Is 3 more than 17? No. Is 3 equal to 10? No. Is 3 between 4 and a number less than 10? No. So a lot of students make this mistake that when they put something less than a number, they forget it doesn't actually include the number. So let me show it to you. Notice I print out oops again. So for us to capture the number 3, we will put an equal sign here. And now we see too small. One more thing I want to share with you in this lesson that's part of the activity is something called Unicode characters. Unicode characters are special symbols, such as emojis, that we can display using the print command. So to write a Unicode code for a character, you do /u, and then you simply write the code. Now you might say, well, where do you get these numbers? Look them up. Look them up on the internet. There's tons of charts out there to show you all the different symbols you can do print to the screen. So let me show you this one. All right, so there's a heart. So let's go back to our presentation and let's review what we've done today. So decisions may sometimes have multiple outcomes. To make our programs efficient, we can use the statement called else-if, which is used in conjunction with an if statement, and which can also be used in conjunction with an else. Using this type of a structure makes our program more efficient and for better performance. Enjoy. Thank you.